Welcome back, inventors. This is the 8th installment in the computer science series, and we are going to be working on built-in functions and string operators in Python. A little introduction. My name is Zack. If you don't know already, I'm a freshman at the University of Michigan and hoping to study chemical engineering. This is me taking an awkward selfie for the first day of school to send to my mom. And my favorite book of all time is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I cannot get enough of it. I really want to reread it again. The series is currently at a standstill. The first 2 books are out, and there's going to be more, and they're taking a long time to write, so I'm a little bit antsy about that. As far as our schedule for today goes, we are going to review conditional statements and loops, and then kind of look at some of the built-in functions in Python, including the range function and the print function. And then we're going to look at string operators in Python. And before, we've looked at integer and float or double operators. And string operators kind of work in the same way, but there's not entirely. The materials you will need for this are just Mu, or Python. And our conditional statements review. In Python, conditional statements, the keywords are if, elif, or else, and you got to make sure that the code that goes with the if or elif or else statement is indented. You got to have the colon after the conditional statement in parentheses. And for loops, you're going to use the terms for or while. And for a for loop, you're going to do for a certain variable in either a range or a list or an array, and then you're going to make sure you indent. And you do not want an infinite loop. This will cause an error and possibly make your computer crash. You want a way to get out of it. So if it's a while loop, make sure you have some kind of break statement or some way to make the conditional statement in the while loop no longer true. And some of the built-in functions, as a review, functions execute some kind of code. So built-in functions are methods that you don't have to create yourself. And so this is a list of a bunch of functions in Python that you do not have to create. You can just use straight out of this. So for example, abs returns the absolute value of a number. So if you were to put in a negative, it would just return a positive. There are a lot of useful ones here. I use str a lot because that converts a number into a string, so you can use it in concatenation in print statements. And then same with float and with int, it'll set either an int or a float as the opposite, pretty much. It's kind of like casting in Java. And built-in functions can be used at any time. So specifically, I'm going to talk about the range, string, and print functions. And these are all case sensitive, which means that if you were to capitalize the R in range, or the S in string, or the P in print, the function would not work and the code would get an error. So you need to make sure that these functions are written in lowercase. These are all built into Python. And specifically, range will return a sequence of numbers. So if you were to put range 6 in there, then it's going to print, or not print, but go through the first 6 numbers, which start at 0. So it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And yeah, so range will automatically increment by 1, and it's often used in for loops for that purpose. You can do for some increment variable in range 6, and then it'll execute 5 or 6 times. The syntax for range, usually you'll use a range just with a stop, and that would be range 6. It would start at 0 and end at 6. But if you were to want to start the range at a different value, say you started at 3 and then stop it at 7, then it's going to go 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's going to execute 4 times. And you can also add a step value. So you can say 3 to 7 and 2, and then it will start at 3, go 5, and then stop because 7 is out of bounds. And the string function str parentheses converts a number, which can be an integer or a float, into a string, and this is necessary for concatenation, which will be very useful in print statements when you're combining numbers you got from a result in a different calculation with some words. Finally, the print function is one of the most used, and it prints a string which can have integers and floats and booleans within it as long as they're in string form. And the print function can take in multiple strings through concatenation. So, before we get to concatenation, we need to understand what string operators are. And string operators are similar to regular operators. And so, for example, plus is the string operator for concatenation. And the reason it's plus is it's pretty much like adding strings together. Although it doesn't work in a numerical sense, when you add 2 strings together, you just pretty much mash them together. If there aren't any spaces, then the words will just link up together. So you have to be careful about the spaces you use. Star will repeat strings over. So if I'll give you examples in the next slide, but if you wanted to repeat the word echo, then you could write echo times 3, or print echo times 3. And then the percent symbol is the formatting operator, which allows you to do a lot of complex things with strings. So concatenation and repetition. Concatenation, like I just said, is adding strings together. So in this example, my age is the string version of 18. So that way I don't have to use the string function in here. So my age is 18 as a string. My name is Zack. And this is going to print I, comma, space, Zack, comma, space, am, space, string version of 18, which is 18 plus, or sorry, not plus, space, years old. So I, Zack, am 18 years old. And just like I talked about, if you wanted to repeat echo 3 times, you could print echo times 3. Repetition is not used quite as much as concatenation, but it can be used sometimes. And our activity for today is going to be using loops and print statements to print out a version of the popular tune 10 Bottles of Pop on the Wall. So you've probably heard it as a different version, but we're going to go with 10 bottles of pop on the wall, 10 bottles of pop, take them down, pass them around, 9 bottles of pop on the wall, and then go like that. If we were to do this activity, we'd go into moo, sorry, and I'm going to call this 8. 10 bottles of pop. And there's 2 ways we could do this. We could set up a while loop and have a counter that counts down from 10 and prints statements. Since we know how many times we're going to execute, I'm going to use for loop. So I'm going to go for I in the range, and I'm going to make use of the start stop step by starting at 10, because we want to start with 10 and keep going down, and end at 0, and go step -1, and then colon to make sure it's indented, and then we're going to use a series of print statements. So since these are all going to be numbers, we're going to have to cast them as strings. So string I plus bottles of pop on the wall. And if you want to make it look nice, you got to add the space here, otherwise the number is going to blur into the letter. And then start a new line. I'm going to do another one. It also makes it a little bit more readable. Blah, 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 bottles of pop on the wall, blah, 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 bottles of pop. And then we go, take one down, pass it around. String version. This time, since we're going to want to say 9 bottles of pop on the wall because someone just drank one of them, we are going to go string I minus 1, and that's going to be 9. Take one down, pass it around. String version of I minus 1. We're going to need the quote there. Plus bottles of pop on the wall. And make sure we close the parentheses. And let's see if this works. And aha, we have it. 10 bottles of pop on the wall. 10 bottles of pop. Take one down, pass it around. 9 bottles of pop on the wall. 9 bottles of pop on the wall. 9 bottles of pop. Take one down, pass it around. 8 bottles of pop on the wall. 8 bottles of pop on the wall. 8 bottles of pop. Take one down, pass it around. And so on and so forth until we get to 1. Of course, if you really wanted to make it perfect, you would have to stop it here at 1, just for the plurality's sake, and then just execute a singular line of code for the 1 part. But for now, I think we'll stick with this, and that will conclude the presentation for today. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great remainder of your day.